Hey guys, thank you for watching the Get Your Mind Right podcast. We have a special guest today. We got Keisha Bloise. She is a long-term friend of mine. We've actually been now partners, business partners, friends. I call her family, like my little sis, for the last few years. So Keisha, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me, Bryan. Let's go. Let's get it rocking.
Yeah, it's a true pleasure. So Keisha, you're coming off of your best year ever. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Well, thanks to you. Always kudos to you, and thank you for pushing me to be the best that I could be. I appreciate you. As far as this being the best year yet, it took planning. It took talking to you. It took discipline. It took consistency, and it's the leads. I'm not even gonna hold you. Those definitely help.
So before we get into the juicy stuff, right?
Okay.
Let's back up because people need to know who Keisha Bloise is again. It's kind of funny, but 2 years ago we did another podcast. And that was actually one of my favorite podcasts that I did with anybody. And people got to kind of know Keisha Bloise. So if you can kind of let Keisha, be known to the world, who is Keisha? The scientist, the book writer, the owner of Vivid Envisions. Tell people who you are, please.
Okay, so I wear I wear many hats, not little hats. I wear many hats. I am Jamaican, so I'm a published scientist, a published author, now turned insurance broker, owner of Vivid Envisions, so that's my insurance agency. I just want to uplift the collective and help people, help families, serve people, serve families, and just make a difference.
That's dope. Hey Keisha, so talk to me a little bit about what was your journey to actually now being a life insurance broker? What was the journey before that? What did it look like? Who were you 20 years ago,
20 years ago?
Well, we're not gonna put ages, we're gonna put no numbers on it.
Okay, so I started off as a scientist, right? I was working with a top pharmaceutical company. I was making some good money, right? And I always thought to myself, I want more. And I'm like, Lord, you didn't put me here to be regular. You didn't put me here to be average. I was like, but I don't think working for someone's in my cards. But I'm gonna stay here because the money's good, right? The money's excellent. And then you gotta be careful what you ask for. My life changed when my mom passed away. So she passed away in 2017. And I was given a month to grieve. And in that moment, I was like, no one will ever be able to tell me how long I could grieve for one of my loved ones. And I quit. I didn't have a plan, right? So one of my good friends, JB,
okay.
he was doing life insurance. He was killing it, right? And then I was like, and then I also came across a lady in California. And within a week, they both hit me with life insurance. I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to do life insurance? Okay.
It's a sign.
I take it as a sign. I took it as a sign. And then I started, I took the test. Then I passed. And then the rest is history. I get to work for myself. I got the flexibility. I have the freedom to do what I want. And because I'm so disciplined and consistent, it works for me. It has changed my life tremendously.
So it's kind of crazy because some people will take I am my own boss, so I do what I want. Mm-hmm. But now if you were really your own boss, you fire yourself, you actually do what you're supposed to do. You follow a schedule, you stick to it. And if you have goals, you actually run towards those goals full steam ahead. What are if you could tell me some of the challenges that you faced in business? I only asked you because I don't come from a business background. So I was a manager at the gym. I worked in the gym for 10 years at LA Fitness and I loved it. I was in better shape, right? But I worked for someone else. When I became self-employed or owning my own business, I had no structure. I was all over the place and nobody was really kind of giving me a heads up of what to do. So what struggles did you run into when you became an entrepreneur?
Oh, that's a great question, Bryan. One of the struggles was believing in myself. I thought I was positive, right? I thought I am this positive, I bring people love and light, et cetera, et cetera. And then as an entrepreneur, when the money's not coming in like a salary, you start, that negative self-talk goes up in your head, right? And I started to hear these thoughts like, oh, they gonna hang up on you. Oh, they're not gonna get life insurance. And then I'm like, who is this in my head telling me I can't do what I'm set out to do? And so I feel like that was a challenge, like shifting my mindset. And then once I started to do that, and with your help, when I started to shift my mindset, I'm like, I can do this. I felt more empowered. And then one major lesson that you have taught me is investing in myself and my business. Mm-hmm. I always believe you're supposed to invest and empower yourself, right? But when you start talking numbers, and I'm like, wait, huh? I was scared straight, Bryan. You said, all right, Keisha, you got to drop this. And I'm like, Bryan don't know that this is all I have left, right? I'm like, okay. I know Bryan got my best interests at heart. I know he riding for me. Plus, you're successful, so why wouldn't I listen to my mentor?
Yeah.
So I think another challenge was dropping the money, to be honest with you, right? Because it's one thing to say, all right, you gotta drop 1,000, you gotta drop this, you gotta drop that. But then when you're sitting there and that's all you could see in that moment, like in my bank account, that's all I could see. I'm like, I'm about to give this up for the greater good. It better be the greater good, or else I'm gonna be.
So it's kind of like you have to have faith, right?
Like a mustard seed.
Yeah, but then they say faith without work is dead. So what you did though, you had the faith, mm-hmm. and then you went to work, mm-hmm. and then you're not dead. You're living and you're thriving, and it's about to get crazier. So here's what excites me. This podcast is called the Get Your Mind Right podcast, and the thing about it is that everybody's going through crap. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going through something. Everybody's thinking about something, and 99% of what people say to themselves is what? Negative. Right? And it's all about changing your thought process, and just changing your thought process this much, Keisha, just that little adjustment could take you from, working somewhere else, maybe making 100K versus now you're looking at having a goal of 7 figures, making $1 million in a year. That's all in the mind. That's between your ears. And when you can control that, that's when you're powerful. So it's kind of funny because when you talk about investing, it was scary, right? Mm-hmm. Like, how many other examples did you see of people being able to invest money in leads and then turn that into money? You've seen that a lot.
And people talk about it all the time. In this business, they say, all right, spend this much money on leads, it'll double, it'll triple. But that initial fear is what I feel like it holds people back.
What percentage of agents do you think don't make it because of that right there?
The way that negative self-talk was going on in my head, I'd probably say like 80%.
So real number is 92% of agents don't make it 1 year in the business.
I was close.
You were. And it's because, first off, most people don't think to get a mentor or to get somebody to actually work with that gives a shit about you, because most people don't care. See, Keisha, it's so much easier for me to shut up and not say anything versus tell somebody the truth, maybe hurt a feeling, maybe make somebody uncomfortable, call out the pink elephant in the room. But if I don't do that, who's gonna do it?
Nobody.
I got a booger in my nose, you ain't gonna tell me it's in my nose? Bro, you gonna let me sit there? I'd rather tell you the truth, and then you be like, dang, yo, maybe be mad at me for a little bit. But then when you turn around, you be like, dang, this dude love me. Like, this dude actually gives a crap, and now we off to the races. Me and you had at conference, we got to really get to know each other better. We knew each other for 2 years, but I think that was the best thing that could have happened to either one of us, to both of us, because now we're kind of joined at the hip. Yes. And it's like, now let's run this thing up, right?
Yes.
So there's so much I want to ask you. So, all right, you got through the initial being afraid. And now let me ask you, how much were you spending investing in your business every month?
Before our conversation?
Before our conversation, yes.
So probably the max was 1,000. So 1,000 a week. 1,000 a week.
A week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then what are you spending now?
Total?
Yeah, do you mind?
No, I don't mind. Over 5,000.
Okay. So this is not scripted, you off the top,
yeah,
right?
Like Over 5,000 for sure.
Over 5,000. And me and you spoke about how you can actually even expand that to hit some crazier numbers, correct?
To run it up.
To run it up. So it's something happens, something changes when you have more clients to talk to. You have this different swag about you. Keisha, you always got swag no matter what, right? But you got a different swag when you know you have that many people to talk to. You're not worried. See, one thing I know about you, your heart's always in the right place.
Thank you, Bryan.
And the clients know it too, though. The clients know it. Look at the reviews that you be getting all over the place. It's like, Keisha did this for me. Keisha did that for me. More people need to know you, Keisha. You need to be helping thousands of people protect their families. And now I know that you're actually going in and starting to hire agents.
Yes.
Talk about that. Like, what's your passion about bringing people on and actually teaching them the business the right way?
I'm most excited about that I can change lives. So how someone's living right now, as long as they are disciplined, are consistent, and they believe in themselves, they could do the same thing. I love that this business is duplicatable. Right. Like, nobody's special. As long as you have the qualities, you don't give up. Because I didn't have a plan B, Bryan. I don't have a plan B. Like, this is it for me. And I'm gonna do the best that I can with what I have. And I know, like, for 2024, it's global impact, it's denomination. Those are the keywords that's coming up. I wanna make a difference. And I will.
I know you will, for sure. Hey, talk to me a little bit about the passion behind what you do, because I know the passion comes from, like, you lost your mother, right? So your drive is like helping families and putting people in a position where they don't kind of have to go through some of the stuff you guys went through, right? Talk to me about passion behind what you do as far as the Love Scientist, because I know that's like your baby. What is the Love Scientist?
So the Love Scientist, because I was a scientist, right? And I knew I wanted to do more. Like, I wanted to give out, because my parents poured so much love into me, giving out love is so effortless. Like, it takes nothing for me to show love. And I think that's the greatest gift that my parents have instilled in me. And because of that, that's one of my mantras, that's my purpose. Everything thrives from that. Showing people love, giving out love effortlessly, and change and ultimately changing the world. And so the Love Scientist, I was a scientist, I added love in front of it, came up with the Love Scientist. And it was a feeling and some thoughts that I couldn't shake. I was like, because I have a very close relationship with God. I'm like, God, you want me to talk about love? Me? I'm like, I'm not doing that. But Bryan, when God or the divine or the universe drops a thought into you and you can't shake it, like, no matter you go to sleep, you wake up, you're like, I kept thinking about the Love Scientist. I'm like, I couldn't shake it. Like, that, I think that was the first time, like, I had a download, and I'm like, I can't shake this idea. Why can't I shake it? And all I'm thinking about is doing it. So then I started talking about relationships. And then another key point was, like, I didn't like how people were treating each other, especially in relationships. Like, how can you love somebody so much and then things go bad and y'all never talk again?
That's crazy.
How is that love? How is treating somebody disposable? How's that love? How's that a symbol of love? Things are great when they're good, but how are you going to be when you're challenged, when you have to stand the test of time, when you need to use conflict resolution? Because a lot of people don't know how to resolve conflict. Right. It's easier to not talk to you again. And I wanted to change that. I wanted to change that dynamic. And so I started talking about relationships, started talking about love, and now it has transformed into, it's bigger than relationships and love. It's about self-love. It's about healing. Because if you're not healed, you can't love. And then it's talking about growth. What is the trajectory of your life? How do you want it to transform? That's what the Love Scientist is about.
That's dope. So
thank you.
When I hear all that, I'm just like, oh, no wonder why you're really good at being an insurance agent or a broker, right? Having your own business, because I think you kind of approach the clients with that same type of love that you actually care about them, right? I still remember, I'll never stop talking about this. This was maybe 10 years ago. I had this guy that was working with me. Unfortunately, he was a friend of mine, right? And he started being an agent, and then he would say, Bryan, man, how are you crushing it like this? How are you so good at this? How are you so good at acting like you actually care, man? And I'm like, ooh, I almost dropped his name again. Every time I tell a story, I almost say his name, right? But I'm like, bro, because I actually care. I actually care about the clients and what they actually have going on. And when you actually do care, things change. Because energy is real, right?
You can't hide it. You can't deny it.
We used to go to houses, sit with people face to face. Now it's over the phone, right? So when I see you, I can see a smile, I can see your eye contact. Like, that's easy. Over the phone, believe it or not, they feel it too. That transfer of emotion and energy and everything back and forth is real, to the point where I've made enough phone calls that I can hear somebody smiling. I'm like, oh, they're smiling. I look at the phone, I'm like, oh, they got their arms crossed. Like, I can feel that. But I can tell that you actually approach this thing with love. And I think when you approach it with that, like, how can you really lose?
You can't, because people know the fakes from the frauds. People know if you actually really care, or if you're just commission breath. They know that. They can pick that up. And I always want to show up as my authentic self anyway. So I call myself a sharpshooter, because I'm going to give it to you raw and uncut. Even if, like you said, even if you don't like it.
All right, I got a million questions I can think of right off the top of my head for you. Ask me something.
Bryan, what would you say has been the most transformative experience that has changed the trajectory of your business?
I would say when I decided to open up and decided to start like really letting people know who I really was. Because I used to be really, really like sheltered and protect myself and not really let people know I actually have feelings and I actually care about people, right? So when I decided to start working with people and partnering with people like yourself, if I didn't decide to let that shell go and let people see the mushy, side of me, I'm a regular person too, you know what I mean? But I think growing up in the city, the hood, being around all that stuff, like you're meant to just be tough. Like you're only tough. You can't have a chink in your armor, because guess what? Somebody's coming to take your stuff. You know what I mean? I can't have a smile on my face because I need to be the mean mug so these people don't come and try to take something. And I think when I was able to just say, all right, just let them know who you really are. Let them know that you're really a teddy bear and you care about people. When I was able to do that, I think like it was different, Like we wouldn't have the relationship we had if that didn't change.
And I'm happy you opened up, because it makes you human, right? People want to be able to relate to someone.
Yeah.
My next question would be, what would you say has helped you be successful?
I think one of the biggest things is that I don't give up. I don't give up. And I know that if I'm doing something and it comes from the right place, I just go hard. Like I'm not gonna stop. If I know that my mind is right and my heart is right, how can I go wrong? I can get denied all different types of ways, but guess what? If I feel it here and I know it's true, I'm not gonna stop. For example, every time things are going really good and I know things are about to blow up, like bring the Get Your Mind Right podcast back, right? So many things will come try to get in my way. Nuh-uh, that means I'm onto something great. And that's what I would give, that's the advice I would give to anybody. Don't give up, especially if you got your mind set on something, your dream set on something, just push through. Because no matter what, you're gonna get to the other side. And a lot of people get confused with, they think success is like, all right, I do something and I'm successful now. No, success is like failure. Ooh, a little bit of success, smacked in the face, failure. And now success is way on the other side after all that failure. So don't give up. I think that's probably the biggest thing.
I feel like you're the definition of all gas, no brakes.
I definitely will go balls to the wall. I will go ball to the wall. I got a question for you. So, what's a misconception? Because we do life insurance, right? What's a misconception of life insurance agents? Like, what's a misconception that people think?
Of agents?
Yeah, like, and debunk it. Like, yeah.
I would. Okay, when you think of a life insurance, a broker or agent, like normally people think of a man in a suit, very groomed, probably a suitcase, right?
That's good.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's a myth that needs to be debunked because I'm a life insurance broker and I'm fly.
And you're crushing it.
Thank you.
And you're doing it for the right reason. That is dope. I don't really think about that. You think about it, yeah, it used to be back in the day, middle-aged white guys with suits on, right? Yes. Coming to your house with a briefcase. First off, after COVID, we ain't coming to houses no more, right? You want some life insurance, you gotta reach out to us. We're gonna call you. If you need to see our beautiful faces, we can Zoom, right? But outside of that, and it's everybody. We all different shapes and sizes and colors now. And genders.
Love that for us.
That is so dope. All right, tell me what 2024 looks like for Keisha Bloise.
Oh, all gas, no brakes. So I'm going all in. I'm ready to explode. I'm ready to run it up. I'm ready to do so much more than what I'm doing. And I'm so thankful for you, Bryan, because you really changed my life.
Wow.
Like, it's like I got so much with our relationship and connection that I've been always praying for.
Wow.
I know, don't cry.
Wow, that's like, you already know. That's crazy. That's big.
But I'm dead serious. Like, I prayed for these moments. And to see them come to fruition, I'm on top of the world. Because I'm like, everything makes sense. All the darkness, all the trials and tribulations, all that, I'll do it all again if I knew that I would be in this moment right now, be present. I'm
super humbled. Wow. I can tell you, working with you, being friends, like partners, has been a blessing. It's let me know that, I'm doing the right thing, because no matter what, even if it was just this one relationship that came out of it, it was worth it. And that's dope.
Thank you.
Keisha, if I'm an agent, or I'm a person looking for life insurance, or I want to be an agent, I'm a female or I'm a male, and I say, hey, I want to work with Keisha. I want to check I like her energy. I like her swag, and she's fly, right? Like, how do they find you so they could actually come and work with you? Yo, guys, been getting a ton of comments, questions. If you guys need anything whatsoever, the best way to reach me, text the number below. I got you. Now let's get back to the video.
Okay, so I'm on Facebook at Keisha Bloise. Well, Keisha Bloise on Facebook. I have a Facebook page. I also have an Instagram page, Keisha Bloise, and then I also have my insurance agency at Vivid Envisions, at vivid.envisions.
So walk me through the process. If I'm a client, I'm looking to get some life insurance. I don't have any, or I got some through work and that's not real, and I wanted to get some. I reach out to you. Walk me through the process, the steps of getting approved. What does it look like?
All right, you will give me a call. We talk about what your goals are. We talk about your age. We talk about if you have any medical conditions. There's no lab work or blood test that's required, but I do have to ask you these questions. Make sure that you don't have a home health aid, or if you do, I need to be prepared so that I know if I need to pivot to a different insurance carrier, because that's the best thing with working with the broker. We're a one-stop shop. We hit one button and all this information comes up of which carrier we can go with to get you the highest chances of approval. After that, we submit your application, we play the waiting game for a little bit, and then I will know whether or not you are approved or not, if you're approved or not approved from a carrier. And if you're not approved, no worries. Another great thing of being a broker, we have options. So I could place you with another company. And then I will let you know based off your approval status. And then one thing I do love to tell my clients, and it just makes me feel good, like we in this together forever. I'm your life insurance broker for the rest of your life.
For life.
Yes, and that makes me happy, because a lot of people think like while I'm on the phone with them, that's our last time we're gonna speak. No, You can call me up. You have any questions? I'm here for you. And I
Wow.
mean that.
Wow. So just to be clear, no blood, no urine, no physical exam, and you can get me covered same day.
Yes.
I can get an approval with somebody, one of your companies, the same day that we talk on the phone.
Immediate coverage.
Wow.
And the
Okay.
premiums don't increase.
Dope. And now I'm an insurance agent. I'm at another company. I'm not getting the attention I need. I'm not getting the training I need. I don't have the relationships that you have with the people that you work with. And I say, I want to partner with you. What do I have to do? What does the steps look like for that?
Okay, same thing. Reach out to me, DM me, call me. My number's everywhere. And then, I'm gonna interview you because I want to make sure I'm bringing the right people on board.
Facts.
Right? Because there's a lot of people that don't have the work ethic that me and you have. You know, we're just being honest. And then, so I interview you. If it's a good fit, right? Then we go to the next step of bringing you on board, whether you have your license. If you don't have your license, we offer scholarships for that. And if you do have your license, we get you contracted with the different carriers and bring you on board.
Very, very dope.
And not only that, we speak life into each other. So like there's meetings where we'll empower each other with affirmations and that, again, that's why I'm so thankful for you, because like you have instilled so many principles in me. It goes beyond life insurance. Like a lot of the key points that you have taught me, I implement them in all areas of my life, not just for work.
That's dope. Guys, you heard it from Keisha. Reach out to her if you guys are interested in coming on board as an agent, need some life insurance. But I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, what you're doing. And 2024 is going to be bright. Make sure I get my Versace shades for you. All right? Let's go.
Yes, let's be fly together.
Thanks, guys, for watching.